Chapter 1: The Hero's Journey Past the Dragon, Through the Shadow, and into the Dark Sea of Awareness. Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Rumi. The Quantum Dance. The world appears substantial. We bump into things and each other. We feel the rain and would swear on our mother's grave we're encountering a collection of material drops. To say otherwise invites cynical laughter and derision. Yet quantum physics, the study of the universe at its most minute level, unveils a startlingly different picture from what today's hyper-materialist humans so glibly dub reality. This may be old hat to some, but in the quantum realm, the things we take for granted aren't really things at all. In other words, they're not solid. There is, to adapt a phrase I adore and often cite, attributed to Gertrude Stein, simply no there. Even those of us who understand some of the scientific theories behind this concept often only pay lip service to it, believing one thing, reality isn't solid, while acting with cognitive dissonance based on a diametrically opposed belief, reality is hard and immutable. Nevertheless, it can be shown, intuited, and eventually even seen with the inner senses that this world is nothing more or less than an intricate dance of energy, a sea of swirling possibilities where everything is constantly in flux. Seers and mystics, in fact, sometimes refer to this foundational realm out of which the movie of our lives momentarily projects as the dark sea of awareness, a term I first encountered in the shamanic work of Carlos Castaneda, and which has more recently informed John Kreiter's groundbreaking contemporary revelation of the ancient mysteries of alchemy. Atoms, the building blocks of so-called matter, however much they might seem to be physically circumscribed, aren't actually like tiny billiard balls. That's kindergarten science. From a shamanic or alchemical perspective, atoms are more like sentient waves, their intelligently responsive existence a blur of potential until they magically appear to materialize. Mimetic desire and belief manipulation. There is, of course, a method to the multiverse's creative madness, an order and energetic methodology behind what appears to be pure chaos. From a human perspective, as Kreiter observes in the magnum opus, beliefs are the underlying structures that shape our lives. They create and give direction to thoughts and ideas, and these thoughts trigger or induce emotions that then naturally propel raw and very powerful energy through and around the body and into the environment at large. While this may sound all well and good, there's a sobering pitfall to the way we go about imagining our world. Through a process known as mimetic desire, which leads people to assign value based not on direct experience, but through imitation of what others appear to desire, beliefs can be conditioned and even installed in the human psyche. As French philosopher René Girard explained in his influential mimetic theory, man is the creature who does not know what to desire, and he turns to others in order to make up his mind. We desire what others desire because we imitate their desires. The upshot is that the world brought into being by people through their installed belief systems can be manipulated by anyone or anything powerful and knowledgeable enough to pull the right emotional strings to produce the desired beliefs. In my previous book, The World, Cult, and You, I spent a lot of time on the subject of what some have called the tyranny of belief. This phrase can refer to the control and manipulation of the human herd through society wide implementation of both laughably obvious and cleverly camouflaged forms of indoctrination. To use George Orwell's famous term, we're talking about groupthink, which Wikipedia describes as a psychological phenomenon that occurs within a group of people in which the desire for harmony or conformity in the group results in irrational or dysfunctional decision making. The desire for cohesiveness in a group may produce a tendency among its members to agree at all costs. This causes the group to minimize conflict and reach a consensus decision without critical evaluation. The key takeaway is that society's members are psychically pressured into defining true and right based not on personal experience or direct gnosis, inner knowing, but on what the creators of social discourse put forward as true and right. In other words, what to believe in, even in the absence of genuine logic or compelling evidence. This situation leads, almost inevitably it would seem, to the creation of a certain kind of top down pyramidal structure that controls society, culture, and given enough free rein, eventually the world itself.